have held each other
Yeah.
in all the important ways.
And I love your hand placement.
Right on the right cheek.
Do more. Okay.
Like I said, it's outside, though.
What's outside?
Okay, whoever came up with the genius idea to bring these guys along owes Jasmine an apology because that was very uncomfortable and very disrespectful. I don't know why they allowed that guy to walk up onto Jasmine, whether they felt she needed that much attention or she was that desperate for attention that she would welcome it from anyone. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, there goes my little rant. Hey there, it's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, leave a like and a comment, and turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 19. Okay. I'm a bit surprised because in the last episode, we had Gina going on a tangent about all the bad things that she didn't like about Clint. And then suddenly we have Clint sitting there just talking, very sad and very disheartened by the fact that Gina didn't say anything to him all along and suddenly decided to spew all this crap to the experts, and he's sat there. He can't answer because the last time he answered her when she made the ginger comments, he was the bad guy. So he just has to sit there and take it. And I really felt sorry for him that he had to sort of dissect that on his own. I wish they'd shown him sitting down with one of the experts, sort of going through what Gina had said and sort of try and make sense of it, because I think that would have helped him process it. And for Mac, this is the second week with Mac. I don't know why Mac keeps coming on the show. I don't know whether the producers want him to be the mess because they can't find any mess with all the other couples apart from Gina and Clint. And because Clint is not reciprocating her mess, they've decided to bring in someone else. So Airris and Mac are working out. And Airris sort of brings up the fact that he's heard through the grapevine that Mac has been sliding his people's DMs. And I think Airris already knew what was going on. Mac makes out, oh, she's friends with this celebrity that I know, and that's why I was just wanting to know how they know each other and stuff. And it's like, that's somebody's wife. If you were that keen to know, why didn't you go out on a double date or even just go to a group event with everybody on the show and sort of have this conversation with Gina in front of everybody else instead of sliding into her DMs? And I think as soon as he said yes, he slid into her DMs, Airris sensed what was up because Airris has been in the streets for a long time, so he knows when someone is being messy. And then eventually, oh yeah, Gina is an amazing girl. We have the same attributes. We like the same things. We are business orientated. We're this, we're that. And if she wasn't dating Clint, I would definitely initiate a date. And it's like they're working his butt off to try and save his marriage. And you're going behind his back and chatting to his wife and trying to hit on his wife. Does that make sense to you? I didn't like that. I felt that was very disrespectful, and I lost all respect I had for Mac because I didn't think that was right. Has he not watched the show before? We've had Zach and Bao go dating after they've divorced from their partners, and guess what? Zach still cheated on Bao the same way he cheated on Michaela, and Bao was left with egg on her face because none of the other participants wanted anything to do with her because she dated an ex-husband of one of the other participants. So this is messy, really messy, and it's really sad. The producers at mafs are shady. I'm going to say that they're shady and messy as hell. How dare they put Kirsten and Shaq in that studio to record that song and then decide to show us the off-pitch bits? Seriously, what was the purpose of that date? I don't get it. I get the conversation afterwards, but the singing and stuff didn't make sense. It's just as good as when they took them to church and left them sit in a church and have a conversation. Is their chemistry that bad, or is it because of their conflicting schedules that they're struggling to find time to film them, so they have to make specific sort of outings that are convenient to both schedules? I don't get it. Anyway, I liked the conversation, and I think Shaq is now sort of part of the problem, and Kirsten, because she was the problem at the start, people have not given her the grace to see what is actually happening, because she told Shaq that her dad doesn't want to be filmed, but he's happy to meet with Shaq. And so for Shaq to then say, oh well, I just have to trust that what you mean, it doesn't make sense, because I don't think this is the first time she would have told him this, or maybe this is the first time the producers have decided to show it. him not coming to the wedding should have indicated that something is not right. And the fact that she's told him that he doesn't want to be filmed, he needs to respect that, because a lot of parents have been embarrassed by their children on TV. Look at what happened with, and they've faced a lot of backlash because of the viewers' opinions of them. Look at what happened to Jeffy's mum when she appeared on TV and was sort of against the idea of her son marrying a stranger. Look at what's happened to shows like Love is Blind, where SK brought his mum and then decided to say no at the altar when his mum was convinced he was about to get married. So the idea that Kirsten's father says, no, I don't want to attend, makes sense. He's open to meeting Shaq, so I don't know why Shaq doesn't just take that. Go and see the man. See if the man really doesn't want to be on camera, or the man doesn't just want to associate with them, and then make a decision from there. Shaq talked about how he is very supportive of Kirsten and everything she wants, and yet he doesn't feel he's getting the same support. And it's like, you are supporting Kirsten in the way you feel Kirsten wants to be supported. Have you asked her if that's how she wants to be supported, or whether you're meeting her needs in regards you supporting her? You are quick to criticize her for not supporting you the way you want to be supported, but you haven't stopped to ask her, do you feel that I'm supporting you in the way that you want and the way you deserve to be supported? Make it make sense. This couple is now frustrating me because they have a lot of potential. Everyone around them can see that, but they are their own worst enemy because they keep nitpicking their marriage instead of trying to work on build a foundation, try and find a commonality and work on that and see if they can build from the ground up and sort of form a solid union. No, they still have to criticize each other. Oh, you haven't done this, or you've done that, but you haven't done it the way I want it done. Oh God. Okay, I'm going to say something a bit controversial. I know I like my reviews to be positive, but we need men to have the right to say how they feel honestly without facing repercussions. Because if women are going to go on these reality TV shows and be nasty to men, then men should be allowed to express themselves as well and not have everyone clutching their pearls and saying, oh, he's disrespectful, he's this, he's that, and the other. Because Clint has put up with a lot. He reminds me of Chris with Alicia, the way she dragged that man, and the same thing is happening with Gina. And I don't know why people are not calling out Gina, because she called him crass, she called all types of disrespectful names about him and about his character. She's talked about his hair, she's talked about his appearance, she's talked about his character. What else does this man want? This man has stayed on the show. I think they agreed that they would stay on the show so that she could promote her business and he could save himself from paying $50,000, because I don't get why they've continued to stay on the show. And the fact that she continues to bring this man down, she continues to call him crass, she continues to call him all types of names, and then says, oh, I am sorry if that hurt your feelings. And it's like, you were offended by the fact that he says his type is spotty. And because of that, you've dragged this man for weeks upon weeks upon weeks so that you could promote your business, and he has to sit there and smile and take it, because if he says anything else, everybody's going to turn against him. I don't like that. I think he has the right to express himself. I think he has the right to give his honest opinion. She's saying she's giving him constructive feedback. Okay, if you're giving him constructive feedback about the things you don't like, when is he allowed to give you constructive feedback? Because you've done so many things that Clint hasn't liked. You've publicized your business. You've brought your girls from your shop to try and promote them on the show by making them appear on TV. You sat there and watched him cook for you, clean for you, walk your dog, pick up your dog's poop, do everything else, and then only for you to sit there and say, I really haven't felt like a wife because everything he would do for anyone else is exactly what he's doing for me. And it's like, no, he wouldn't. He wouldn't cook for someone eight weeks straight that he's not married to. He wouldn't do that for just a friend. At some point, you'd say, no, but you need to get up and do it yourself. So I don't get where she gets off, or why she gets off with saying whatever she feels like saying, and Clint just has to sit there and bear it. And I don't know why Clint does not respect himself enough to say to everybody, I'm sorry, but I won't pay the $50,000 because I will need that money to see someone for counseling after this is all is done, because of the way this woman has torn me down, the way this woman has made me to feel crappy about myself, to lose confidence in myself, to sort of feel less than. I don't get it. I'm not even going to discuss the Nicole and Chris date because I think it's producer-driven drama. It's unnecessary drama, but hey, it is what it is. Anyway, we then have the experts meet up with Airris and Jasmine and Shaq and Kirsten. And I think there were two totally different scenarios. And I feel like one couple is taking on board what the experts are saying and putting in the work. And the other couple is taking on board what is being said, but are filtering and taking what they want, in the sense that I feel Jasmine and Airris are actually doing the work. I think Airris, something has clicked in his head and he's realized, whether it's because he went back to their apartment and found Jasmine gone and he's realized that this could become a reality once decision day comes, and he's decided to sort of make the effort to make his marriage work because he can't see himself without Jasmine. I don't know whether that is the situation, because the way they sat next to each other, the way they were talking about each other when they were asked to say something nice about the other person, was very heartwarming and very endearing, in the sense that I think we're missing a lot of storyline in what's happened since the last time we saw them. And Jasmine was walking away and they had to bring in, I think they brought in Devon, until they brought in Devon Franklin, because something has switched within Airris, and he's making a lot of strides to make his marriage work. When he was talking to Mac, he spoke positively about his wife. He spoke positively about their future. With experts, he spoke about their current situation, and the fact that he thinks once the cameras are gone, the producers are gone, and everybody's gone, their marriage can actually work. So I don't know whether it's because of the tasks they were doing, or the fact that Jasmine spoke up and said she wouldn't put up with this disrespect, or the fact that he saw her dancing on the pole. Something has clicked in Airris, and Airris is now fighting very hard to save his marriage. And I think if people like Olajuwon and Katina can work, there's no reason why Jasmine and Airris cannot work. And I have to give him credit, because despite everything else that has happened, they have always remained respectful to one another. There's never been any shouting. There's never been any form of disrespect. Yes, he might have told her that he's not attracted to her, but he's not done it in a malicious way as to put her down. So I have to give them credit for that. And then with Shaq and Kirsten, they're saying, oh, we finally met up with Kirsten's dad, but Shaq doesn't seem content with the fact that he had to wait weeks on weeks on weeks to see the dad. And I have to give Dr. Pepper a lot of credit, because she told him that not every family behaves the way your family behaves. You have to understand that, and you have to accept that. You can't walk into a family and say just because your family loves someone on site, they should all love and welcome someone on site. That's not how they work. You have to sort of get there, look at the scenery, see what's going on, and then sort of find your space within the family. Don't come in with your own rules and regulations. I want them to meet me on the first day. I want them to get along with me. I want to see. No, that's not them. And you have to accept that, and you have to understand that, and stop making a big deal out of nothing. The fact that they both can't seem, Kirsten is saying, we're learning to communicate, and it's like, your communication is not working, because what Shaq is saying and what you're saying are two totally different things. You're saying something, but you're not both hearing each other out. And so I don't get this marriage. I really don't. I love the group events that they have where the wives meet up and the husbands meet up, or where the old couples will meet up, because I think most couples always benefit from that. And I really loved this meetup, because I loved the first half for the ladies. The second half I didn't like. The fact that the guys were able to sort of have conversations and give each other constructive feedback, and the girls did the same. So Jasmine obviously was speaking about Airris and where they feel their relationship is, and how he's saying that after the experiment, after the cameras go away, the producers go away, everybody goes away, and it's just the two of them, the spark will build and things will get better. And I think to some extent, there's no harm in sort of taking a couple of weeks after decision day to sort of see if things really work. If they don't work, they don't work. If they work, amazing. Because I remember when people went into lockdown in New Orleans, they were filming Married at First Sight, and I remember the couples. Was it Karen or someone who said that they benefited from the extra time they got, because then she was able to make a sound decision on whether to stay married to Miles or not. And I think Airris and Jasmine are a couple who could benefit from just staying married without the cameras, without the producers, and just maybe getting someone to continue to give them counseling and see if they can make something of it. Because I think if they can get over the hurdle, they can be a very strong couple, because they have been able to identify things that they like about the other, things that they feel will strengthen them as a unit. And Airris, I like that he acknowledged that Pastor Carl was able to help him see that there's more to intimacy than just having sex, that there are intimate acts that you can perform that can make your partner feel a certain type of way. So that was good for him. Shaq spoke about the fact that, he met Kirsten's dad and how that felt for him, and Kirsten spoke about Shaq and how they feel their marriage is going. Kirsten and Shaq need a live-in counselor in order for that marriage to survive. I think they need a lot of work in regards communication in order for them to understand what the other person is saying before their marriage can actually work. It was a bit rich of Gina to sort of try and offer any feedback, given how terribly she's spoken about Clint, for her to try and sort of build up, Airris needs to do this, he needs to do that, otherwise he's going to regret his decision. And it's like, you are doing exactly the same thing. Well, who are you to give feedback to somebody else when you are busy tearing somebody else down? I don't get that. I didn't like the guys that came up to the ladies. I felt that was tacky, and I felt it was very disrespectful and very uncomfortable for Jasmine. You could see she was very uncomfortable. It was very awkward, and the way the guy was talking to her, like, it's sort of, I don't, it's not someone who's courting someone. It sort of looked like someone who's looking for a hookup, the way he was trying to impress her with his car and stuff. And it's just like, please, keep quiet. If you have nothing nice to say, just keep quiet and keep it moving. All this is not necessary. It's really not. But anyway, I digress. Thanks, guys, for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye.